and welcome to Conroe Culture News from downtown Conroe, Lone Star Community Radio, FM 104.5, 106.1. I'm your host, Margie Taylor, and this is sponsored by Roger Stein Chiropractic, located at 3033 West Davis by Conroe High School and Taco Bell. So we appreciate her sponsorship. The guest today, Monday, October 14th, Columbus Day. A lot of people have off today. Well, I have Jeanie James from the MakerBarn, and she's going to tell us exactly what that is. Then we have Jim Hallers of Citizens Grill, and they are the newest location over by Escape Theater on FM 1488. Great American comfort food. And then we have Pauline Veazey, good friend of mine, and she is the executive director at the Conroe Family YMCA. So, lots going on. We just finished the Cajun Catfish Festival. I believe this was their 30th anniversary, so it was a lot of good time. Let the good times roll. A lot of live music, vendors, food, and they contribute to our community. So it's a nonprofit organization. It's connected with the Sounds of Texas and Friends of Conroe. So they take a lot of the funds they get from the Conroe Cajun Catfish Festival and help with disaster relief, such as during Harvey, and they help serve food, and they help with a lot of different things, and they give many of the profits to the food bank and other local organizations. So I hope that went well for them. Carly's Mercantile, right next to me, is going to have their grand rebranding celebration, and they're going to be called Main Street Merchants right next door to us. It's going to be a unique gift shop with lots of items that are going towards more homemade items and artists and local vendors and things like that, where you can come in and get things that are homemade. And Carly will still be the shop manager, so go in tomorrow and visit with them. Check it out. It's decorated very nice, very rustic. So that, again, is right next door here to Lone Star Community Radio. The City of Conroe has several upcoming events that you may want to take note of for the remainder of the week. The Trick or Treat Trail and Movie in the Woods is coming up this Saturday at the Carl Barton Park, and that is located on the South Loop East. The trail will open at 3 p.m., and then after it closes at 6, stick around for the Movie in the Woods of How to Train Your Dragon. So the movie starts at 7:15. They're both absolutely free things, and concessions will be sold if you want any of that. In another week, the pumpkin bobbing is going to happen at the Conroe Aquatic Center, which is at Candy Cane Park, and that's $10 for anybody who wants to participate in that. And the pool is heated too, just in case you were wondering. So what really exciting thing is going on this week is the Crichton Theater will be showing, starting Friday, Cinderella. And that's going to be a wild, wonderful musical adaptation of the Rodgers and Hammerstein's musical show. So that starts Friday at 8 o'clock, Saturday at 8, and it runs through November 3rd, Friday, Saturday, and Sundays. So don't forget to get tickets for that at crichtontheater.org. A couple of things I want to note is Oktoberfest will be at Pacific Yard House on Friday night. Vintage Sounds at the Red Brick Tavern will also be Friday night. And they're going to have Great American Boxcar Duel at the Corner Pub Saturday night. So with that, we're going to roll into our first guest, who is Jeanie James. Welcome.
Great. Thanks. I'm glad to be here.
So tell me a little bit about who you are, what you do, and how you started the MakerBarn.
Okay. So the MakerBarn sort of came out of a group that I had started years ago with my daughter. And she was very entrepreneurial, and we started a Young Entrepreneurs Club just to give her some peers that were like-minded. And so we had about 30 kids at one time, and these kids are so, like they just have the greatest ideas, and they're so imaginative. And they would come up with all these things that they wanted to do to make money. But the problem is we didn't have any tools or knowledge of how to make things like this.
How to make it. Mm-hmm.
We started looking around about, how do I help these kids learn how to make stuff? And figured out there's a thing called a makerspace, which is a space where you go make things. Go figure.
I never heard of that before.
Right. And so there was several in Houston, and we found Houston Makerspace, and we went down and did a tour. But it's downtown Houston. It's very industrial, and it was not kid-friendly. It's not something that kids could go to. And it has since closed down, and it was way too far. So we just decided,
make your own.
We got to make our own, right? I mean, we need one of these things here. And so that was in 2015 is when we started, putting the feelers out, trying to get people interested in it. And it took us, a couple of years to find a location and then get it all built out and everything. But now we have just over 4,000 square feet. We have a full wood shop, a metal shop. We have welding. We have laser cutters, quite a few 3D printers, vinyl cutters. I mean, there's pretty much anything you can do. Embroidery machines, crafts.
So how does the public get involved in using it? How does that work?
Well, it's membership based, and so it's $40 a month for an individual or $60 a month for a family membership. And once you're a member, you can just come anytime the barn is open and learn how to use the equipment. There's no extra charge for classes or learning or anything like that. Now, the caveat to that is that we reached a membership cap not too long ago. And so we have about 130 members now, and we capped it at that just to make sure that when
That's a lot,
you come
130
in,
members.
Yeah, that everyone can use what they're paying
Sure.
to use. And so we have about 40 people on a wait list right now. So when people drop off or can't come or move away or whatever, we add new people on.
Do they sign up for what tool they're going to use?
No, it's just
They just come
and-
in.
Yeah, and it's
Okay.
worked really well so far. The only thing that we sometimes have a wait on is the laser cutters. But we have some etiquette rules there about if you've been on it for an hour, you can give somebody
So
else
it's kind of like going to a gym. You
is.
can't hog
a piece of equipment,
right?
Yeah, you kinda
And so
learn.
everybody just kind of goes in there and waits their turn,
Right, and we have
all
it
of
set
that.
up so if you're doing design work, there's plenty of computers upstairs you can do all your design work on, and then you only have to come down and use the machine when you're actually cutting, and that helps people to be able to.
So is
shift.
there someone there to instruct you all the time and how to
There
use?
are managers. There's always a manager
Okay.
on duty. Now we're a nonprofit and it's all volunteer. All of our managers are volunteers, and so it's just that we have a very members teaching members philosophy. So you come in, you tell us what you want to learn, we'll teach it to you, and all that we ask is that you turn around and teach the next guy that asks. So that's how that works, and it's worked
No, it's a
really
great
well for
way
us.
to do that. I had never really heard of that. So you have 16 different managers that come in there,
Mm-hmm.
and they have given days so that you know that it's always covered for
Right.
when you're open.
Yeah, there's a calendar
and
on
you
the
just
website.
come in there. You don't have to do anything. You just
Nope.
come in and talk to them and learn how to use the equipment. And
Right.
I mean, so it sounds to me like then you don't have to have your own equipment, first of all,
Right.
which is a great advantage. You don't have to invest in that.
Mm-hmm.
You learn how to use it. So if you have an idea of how to create something or what you want to do, or if you want to do woodworking, there's someone there who can show you how to use the tools. And then again, you share that knowledge and
we have quite
word
a
of
few
mouth.
members that even run small businesses, and maybe they do a lot of the stuff at home or in their own shop, but there's one particular piece of equipment that they don't own or something that's too expensive, and they'll come in and use that part at the barn and then do the rest of it at home. Or we've had several people come in and learn how to use the laser and get really comfortable on it and get to where they've built their business up to the point that, now they can afford their own laser and they buy one at home and then drop off that way. Or they'll just get a smaller laser at home and then come in and use just when they have a big project that needs the bigger laser. And so it's been great, just promoting that sort of entrepreneurial spirit and helping people kind of get started and things like that.
I can tell you like doing that.
I love doing it.
So how did you get the money to invest with all this different equipment?
God works in mysterious ways. So we got that place started with all volunteers and donations and just loaned equipment, and so
It just happened.
It just happened, and it was really interesting. That, it took us a whole year to build it out, and we put a lot of sweat equity in it. We had over 60 different individuals come and volunteer their time to just help out, and it was amazing that we'd get to the point where we're like, okay, we've got to put up sheetrock this week, and none of us know how to do it.
Oh my goodness.
Somebody would show up that was an expert in sheetrock. I mean, it just
Really?
worked out that way. It was fantastic. And we had one of our founders, George Carlson, who is fantastic. I mean, he knows every single piece of equipment in that barn, how to run it, how to fix it, how to.
So he's your best buddy.
He's fantastic. And so he was really instrumental in getting us started and coming up with the design plan of how all the equipment was going to fit into this space and be really efficient. And we are well known in the Houston area as the friendliest makerspace and probably the most efficient makerspace. We have people drive from the other side of Houston to come use our makerspace and bypass several
Wow.
on the way.
You just need more people to know about you here locally,
and
right?
we're ready to expand, and so we're in the process. Right now, we're underneath Extraordinary Education's 501c3, but we're in the process of getting our own. We've probably got another 5 or 6 months before it it comes through.
It's a process.
Yeah, and so once we get that in place, then we would really like to go ahead and open up some other locations and be able to offer it to everybody, because I hate
Or
having
maybe
a wait list.
workshops or things like that,
Yeah,
and let people
and like
know.
we'd love
Sure.
to have a place where you can have an auto shop, or you can do glass blowing, or you can have a forge.
That'd be interesting.
And all of those kind of things. And so the same membership, and you could use more than one location. And I don't know. I'm super excited about it. I
Well,
can't-
it sounds like there's a lot of potential. I know
really
someone who does glass blowing.
Nice. Yeah.
And see, that could be something that you could add on. So remind me, and we'll talk about that. So you also do construction. You know about
Yeah.
construction.
I do.
So
I
this
have
is a good partnership
Right,
with
yeah.
the
and
barn.
really, you know, when we started out at the barn, I wasn't doing construction at the time, but I learned a lot building that barn.
Really?
I
Isn't that
did,
funny?
yes. And so then I ended up partnering with a young man, Josh White, and we have a construction company. And so he does a lot of work with foster kids. He came up through the foster care system. And so we've done some work with that. You know, we'd love to have a program at the Makerspace that works with foster kids and our veterans and things like that. We have several members at the barn who, you know, they talk about how it was very instrumental for them when they were, you know, suffering PTSD and those kinds of things, to have that hobby shop place to go and work with their hands. And it's just very therapeutic.
Sure.
Sometimes, you know, that creative
Absolutely.
outlet. So yeah, being able to partner with other people in the community to offer a place like
Services.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my heart.
Well, I work with one organization called Treehouse Center, and it's a shelter for girls, and they live there for up to 2 years, and there's 25 girls there. And they are located over by River Plantation, and they're always in need, and that could be, I mean, right now, they need new flooring.
Well, there you go. Yeah,
So
see?
you
Yeah, we can
just
do stuff like
never
that.
know. And that we had on the show a couple of weeks ago, the Buckners. Have you heard about the Buckner place where they work with foster kids?
Okay.
And they're a resource to help people who want to be foster parents or kids
Okay.
that are in foster care and things like that.
Yeah.
So it
we-
sounds great.
Yeah. We've
so-
done a lot of work even with CHOP here in Conroe.
Oh,
A
yes.
lot of our members of the barn. We built tables
Compassion United.
beds, and we work with the YMCA with they have a Bright Start program where they
Is this in
special
Conroe?
needs adults. I think it's further south, but they
Okay.
have a mini makerspace where their special needs adults make things
Mm-hmm.
to sell, but they don't necessarily have all the equipment that they need. So we'll make some stuff for
Well,
them. and
Bridgewood
pass it
Farms
off.
does that too. Are you
Yeah.
familiar with them? Out there, they're on a large mini acre place out in Willis. And they do different things like that. They do ceramics, and they have a greenhouse, and they sell the stuff and they make it. That might be another partnership.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
so many. Now that I'm learning about you, so I hope that this helps you get out the word a little bit more. So you work with Josh, and you guys do a little of everything. Sounds
Yeah,
like.
Yeah, we do general construction. We do, we have an electrical company. We work with a company that does marketing, and we do the fire system installation, not the fire suppression, but the other alarm and stuff. Landscaping, we have Joby's Lawn Care that is all run by foster kids that have come up out of the system.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they learn entrepreneurship and how to run a business, and, you know.
So you
lots
do a little of
things.
everything when I was looking at it. You do
Yeah,
the
yeah.
plumbing, the electrical, the roofing, handyman, floors,
absolutely.
windows, doors, concrete, remodeling,
go.
kitchen, whatever.
Yeah, we love
So,
commercial build out. That's, you know.
okay, so do you have other independent contractors then that work with you, or
we
how does that
have
work?
some in-house employees, and then we have some general contractors or your specialties that we like to work with. But our electrical is all in-house, and a lot of our handyman, sheetrock and flooring and that kind of stuff is in-house, and then we'll sub out some of it.
Nice. Okay, so talking to the mic. Somebody just texted me that they can't hear you. So,
There you go.
well, there you go. Yes. So what do you have coming up with you just had an event Saturday. Tell me a little bit about that.
So we had our very first maker-made market and repair cafe. And so normally we would do Maker Fair, but, you know, they're not having it this year in Houston. And so we wanted to do something else, you know, that just kind of get the community involved. And so we decided to do this. And it was our first one. And, you know, we need a few more volunteers, I think, next time to organize
So
it.
what happened there? What is it? What What took place?
So we just invited people who make stuff, right? If you make something, you were invited out to have a booth at the market and just, community event to come out and see what people make. And then we have, just some crafty type things and things for the kids to do and artwork type stuff. And then we also did the Repair Cafe, which is a way for you to bring in something maybe that is not working. Like I brought in this oil lamp that my mom had, years ago, and what hadn't been working, and just handed it off to people, and they fixed it
And
like
they fixed
magic, and it came back, and
that's
it
cool.
was like new.
There's no point in having something that doesn't work.
Right? It was fantastic. So we'll definitely do the Repair Cafe again at some point. It was a lot of fun, and a great,
It's a great idea to bring in things that aren't working and then have people there that
Right.
can show you.
Yeah, 'cause, it was
they
just
can fix it, but then show you how to fix it, right?
Right. So, and sometimes if it's something you know how to fix it, but you just don't have the tools, you can come in and borrow the tools to fix it. Or if you come in and it's like, I don't know why it's not working, they'll help you run through it. And so, like, we have a full electronics, lab upstairs, and so they were able to like repair the broken plug and rewire all the strings, and it was great.
That would be great. I would like to know how to do that kind of thing. So, do you have another one coming up? Do you have anything going forward?
I don't have one scheduled yet, so that was our first one. We'll kind of process it and get some feedback on it, and then we'll plan another one hopefully before too long. So, yeah, we'll definitely get the word out.
So, if somebody wants to get involved, whether they're offering their services or they want to learn how to use the tools, what do they need to do?
You can just come by and visit anytime the barn's open. We have a website, themakerbarn.org, and there's a calendar on there that shows all the hours that it's open. And so anytime you can drop in and get a tour, the managers will be happy to give a tour. Or you can
So,
email
it's
us.
the Maker Barn. Are you also on Facebook?
Yes, there is a Facebook page. There's an Instagram.
All that. So people just need to put it up there
Yeah.
in the little search box
Yeah.
and
And if you
find you. It's
Google
pretty
it,
easy to find.
yeah.
I found it
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
easily. So, well, good. I hope that you're able to get the word out a little bit more so that more people know about you and it can grow and get to be larger. And you have a really cool video on there that explains all the different tools that you have on your website. So, and that again is themakerbarn.org. So people can watch the video and get an idea as to what equipment you have.
Right, yeah.
Because they may be wanting to not only learn how to use it, but maybe they are trying to be creative as well, which is how you started it all.
Right, yeah.
That you knew something wanted to be done. So you started your construction business after you learned how to do all this stuff? So
Yeah,
not
yeah.
too long ago?
Right, not too long ago. Well, and my family's been in construction. My dad's been in construction for, a lot of years. And so I've been around it a long time. I've been an
So it was an
accountant
easy
most of
merge.
my life, yeah. So
What did you do before this?
I worked for a CPA firm as an accountant, and so,
That's like
I've done
totally
that.
different.
Yeah. It's way more fun to get
I
out of
would
the office
think,
and go,
yes,
be out in the
instead of
field,
sitting there
yes.
being analytical.
Yes.
Yeah, pound, get a hammer, go do something.
Yes. Very therapeutic to pound nails.
Yeah, if you know what you're doing and don't hurt yourself. So, I don't know how therapeutic that would be. Okay, anything else you want to add, Jeanie?
Not that I know of. So, but if there's people out there that are interested in helping us expand to a new location, hit me up. I'd be glad for the help.
Okay, so it's themakerbarn.org. Check it out. Go on Facebook. And we look forward to hearing more about you that we can share. Thank you very much.
Thank
We're
you.
going to take another quick break, and we're going to be back with Jim Hallers talking about the new restaurant, the Citizens Grill.
2004, Roger Stein Chiropractic has offered spine and joint manipulation services to residents of Montgomery County and surrounding areas. Conditions treated include lower back pain, migraines, headaches, whiplash, carpal tunnel, neck pain, sciatica, joint pain, sports injuries, herniated discs, and complications from pregnancy. Roger Stein Chiropractic, led by Dr. Stacy Rogers and Dr. Brian McGee, is an integrity-verified chiropractic clinic. Call 936-441-9990 for an appointment or visit rogerssteinchiropractic.com. That's RODGERSSTEIN chiropractic.com.
Did you know that there are over 153 million orphans in the world today? The sad reality is 99% of those kids will likely never be adopted. CoreLove is an organization right here in Conroe that takes care of orphan children in Haiti, Honduras, and India. We bring the love of Jesus by providing their 6 basic needs of clean water, proper food, healthcare, education, job skills, and a loving home. Visit corelove.org, that's CORELUV.org. Will you help defend the orphan?
Hey y'all, it's DJ Mike from Dance Time in Texas. Join me Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. as I count down the top 10 Texas Red Dirt songs that are packing the dance floor. I'll be featuring local artists and the story behind the hits, shows in the area, as well as new songs that make you want to dance. It's Dance Time in Texas with DJ Mike on Lone Star Community Radio, 104.5 KCZW and 106.1 KZCC, Conroe, Texas, or online, irlonestar.com.
Okay, so next guest today, I'm Margie Taylor, your host for Conroe Culture News, Lone Star Community Radio, FM 104.1, 106, 104.5, 106.1. I should know that by now. Anyway, this is sponsored by Roger Stein Chiropractic. So the second guest today is Jim Howlers, and he's with the Citizens Grill, which is a phenomenal place to eat. Great comfort, American food. And it is growing in audience every single day. If you haven't been there, well, Jim's going to tell you why you need to go. Right, Jim?
Absolutely, Margie. And first, let me say thank you for having me in to visit with you today.
Oh, yes.
It's always a pleasure to get to talk about food and fun
yeah,
things.
especially at
here.
noon, at the noon hour, right?
Absolutely.
So you've been open since June. And the easiest way to talk about where you are is by the Escape Theater. And suddenly there's a lot of food venues over there, aren't there?
Yes, absolutely. FM 1488's kind of been exploding lately, not only with traffic, but also better places and, more food options than just what's been there for a number of years.
Well, even in that your own Marcel Shopping Center, there's
Correct.
like
Marcel
a
Town
bunch.
Center has a new Mexican restaurant opening up high end. It has a
really? Okay.
Burger and Bordeaux's in there, World Burgers in there, Noe's Cafe's in there, and of course Citizens Grill, Tapped. And we have a new bakery that just opened up, I believe, yesterday. It's
Wow.
a Wolfgang Bakery. It's,
Wow.
It's just for your pets.
Oh, it is? It's just for your
Yes,
pets?
It's just for your pets.
Oh, that
A
is kinda
bakery
cool.
Just for your pets.
That's a great idea.
So
So your place is really kicking butt over there, though. I mean, you have live music on Thursday nights, and you have an outdoor area, which is where the live music goes, but it's pet friendly. You even have the bowls there for the pets. You have enclosed areas for people that want to come in and have their own party thing going on. You have a family dining area. But let's talk about the food. Because that's why they come, is the food,
Absolutely.
right?
If the food wasn't good,
then you wouldn't come.
It's not going to matter at all.
So you are a professed restaurant, food eating place. You have opened up tailgaters before. You've opened up many tailgaters. How many?
Yes,
11?
6 total tailgaters locations since 2009. And then along with, I was the co-founder of Republic Grill and also several other neighborhood bars and restaurants over the years. And so Citizens Grill is really Project 11 in the last 10 years. And it's the culmination of, what you learn as you go.
Of course.
So it's, it's the best of everything, right? A huge patio that's family friendly.
I love the patio.
That can seat over 100. I mean, this weekend, we had literally a celebration of life event for 60 people at
wow.
3 in the afternoon on Saturday. We had at 6:30 a birthday party for someone, I think they were either 80 or 90, with another 20-some people on the patio. And then we had a wedding shower for another 40 people, kicked off at 8 o'clock. And that's all just on parts of the patio. There were still plenty of people outside with their pets and just regular eating. The patio is that big that we are able to accommodate
Well, it's wonderful.
all kinds of
It's,
groups.
I know you're going to have heaters there for when the weather gets cooler, which it does for like a minute and then goes back. But it's very cool. It's a great place to be. You also have games out there they can play and get involved in.
Right, just a few things for the kids. And then there's a courtyard. It's kind of like one of those Woodlands area mini market streets where there's a middle courtyard. The patio doesn't just open up to a parking lot.
Right.
So it's a definite kid-friendly, family-friendly environment where parents can kind of come hang out and let their kids run around a little bit without annoying all the other guests.
Well, and then, so you have wonderful food. Let's circle back to that. What do you think is the best thing on your menu? I mean, you have so many really bests.
It's a tie between the customers, and I think they argue among themselves. But either it's the double bone-in pork chop with the barbecue bacon glaze, and I would, of course, serve that with like some mashed potatoes with a jalapeno cream gravy on it, maybe some peppered green beans. And the other choice, of course, that's super popular is the chicken fried steak, once again, with a cream gravy or the jalapeno cream gravy.
I love the jalapeno cream gravy. It's really good.
It's super popular with everyone. And of course, we have a couple fresh fish dishes. We have, burgers. We have sandwiches. But the real key is everything's made from scratch. There's nothing frozen really served there. Well, there is. We just added to the menu our fish and chips, which is Atlantic cod.
Fish and chips.
And the Atlantic cod does not come fresh. So, but it's very good.
But you
And,
do have some fish like salmon.
Yes, we do. The salmon gets flown in from the Antarctic, and it's incredibly good.
It sounds yummy right now. I'm hungry.
Yeah, absolutely best-selling fish. It's just a great taste. And then when you put two of our signature sides with it, whether it be, the cornbread, the jalapeno cream corn, the jalapeno bacon mac and cheese.
I love that, too.
Or the regular mac and cheese.
You like using jalapeno.
Absolutely. We got to have a few things with spice and a few things without.
Right? I like it. And so let's talk about the Citizens Burger.
Absolutely. Has a candied kind of a jalapeno candied cream cheese topping that also includes spinach. And it's a surprising combination that when people eat it, there's a surprising number of people telling me the best burger they've ever had. Because if you love it, it's just completely different than any other kind of burger. And of course, we have the regular all-American style burger as well. Still, both burgers are served, with a half pound of fresh ground beef, and it's a tri-blend that includes some brisket, some sirloin. So it's a very good burger, and all the beef that we serve, the two steaks, and that is all Texas sourced from Texas ranches. So it is hormone-free, antibiotic-free.
Well, since we're talking about environmentally friendly and all that, you also have straws that are special straws,
Yes.
right?
I'm not sure why we did it, because they cost money and not everybody appreciates it. But with everybody kind of freaking out about the use of plastic today, and you want to be more conscious when you can. And so restaurants have a choice, and there are straws. We use straws that are made out of a seaweed product or a plant-based straw, but they look like plastic. They act like plastic. It's not these paper straws that mess up, the first time you use them. But within 6 months, these completely break down into nothing. And yes, they cost us a nickel a piece to buy instead of, a quarter of a penny a piece. But it's a small price to pay.
Has anybody
I think.
noticed that? Has anybody said anything to you about it? Because I know it's on your menu.
The ones that you talk about. Yeah, the ones that you talk about with it absolutely appreciate it.
They love it.
And again, though, anytime you can make a choice to be more environmentally friendly, why not go ahead and do it? So
Absolutely. So let's talk about, you have 2 bars. Yep.
Absolutely. So basically, we have 2 bars in the restaurant where a lot of restaurants have one, and basically they're both identically equipped, meaning 40 craft beers on draft, 23 wines by the glass, a full bar of adult libations. But what we did is we put one on the main dining side that's kind of it's not that the bar's family friendly, but it's on the family friendly side.
Yeah, the
right?
bar's not family
And
friendly.
then there's a lounge side that's 21 and up all the time. Full menu over there as well, but it's kind of for a guest that
It's a little more refined, a little more
a little
classy.
quieter, a little nicer. I always say
It's a
this
step
is
up. It's
when-
more
when
elegant,
When you get the
per se.
babysitter and you're out for your night out, you might want
You
to
might
sit
go
on
there.
the lounge side rather than the main dining side.
And then you even
Absolutely.
have another room that you could be used for, say, 20 people or so if you
Correct.
wanted to.
One of the things that surprised me is how many groups we get, and I like to say here on 1488 that I think the families travel in packs. I mean, we get a lot of 8s, 10s, 12s that just walk in with no reservations.
Really?
And because we're big with a lot of room, we're able to accommodate them. So that room right there that can do private parties for up to, say, 30 people, we also put 3 10 tops in there, every Friday night that just walk in the door and they're like, hey, can you, accommodate a group of 10? And you're like, absolutely.
So that's the best part, is that you're so accommodating, to whatever comes in the door, whoever,
Yes.
and that word is getting out.
Yes.
Like we talked about, they come in there for the food, but they love the ambiance, they love the friendliness, they love your wait staff and how courteous they are. The food's phenomenal. So it's also interesting that on your menu, going back to talking about the beers, you have it listed with all the local people first, and then you have Houston area breweries, and then you have Texas,
Right,
and then
basic-
everybody
and then
else, and then
everything
everybody
else,
else,
and then
because
everything
there's a set priority.
We have a number of breweries that have opened up here in Montgomery County.
Oh, yes.
And we feature those first on the menu and have them well represented. If you're a brewery in Montgomery
And they must
County,
love
we
that,
have your beer. Well, and because I think today more and more everybody wants to support local businesses.
Absolutely.
We've been homogenized by the chains, and it's time to support the independents and support the people that are making a difference in your community. So, and being able to support, the Southern Star, the B-52, there's,
Lone
you could have
Pint.
the Lone Pint, and the Copperhead.
Copperhead.
Yes.
Yep.
So,
They're here in
get them
Conroe.
all, yes, and
That's
who knows?
right.
But by the time we finish this, there might be another one
There
opening up
might
next
be
week.
another one. So I also picked up. I don't know if you saw this, the Conroe Chamber magazine that comes out,
I
and
did
you're a new
not see
member.
this.
So I brought this for you to see. You're in here a couple of times. How about that? So first of all, and here you are here, like on page 3 with your ribbon cutting, because you just had a ribbon cutting with the Conroe Chamber, and I'm pretty sure you're in here again as I was looking through here. Seems like, wait, is this it? Citizens Grill again. So there you go.
I'm going to be checking my mail
So,
to see my magazine. We gotta
of
get
course,
these
you can always
framed.
take this copy of mine and look through it, but people are knowing more about you. It's a great place. You always feel comfortable when you walk in the door. Food is phenomenal. Let's talk about the desserts.
Absolutely.
So,
First off, on our menu, we call them shareable desserts because we think desserts are best, when more than one person can enjoy them together. And so we make sure they're all fresh made, baked in house, but it's basically that they come out, with 2 or 3 spoons, right? You want them big enough. And probably our signature item is the bread pudding. It's topped with a, hot pecan praline sauce.
That just sounds yummy
And
right now.
We actually worked on this recipe for over a month because I wanted to really taste like the New Orleans pecan praline bread pudding. And short of having the bread flown in from New Orleans, we finally broke down and we're baking our own 2 different types of bread that we're just then cubing up and using in the bread pudding recipe.
So how's it going over?
So it's phenomenal.
They loving it?
Everybody loves it. It's, you want to have desserts that bring that memory back or connect.
Absolutely.
With you.
So then you
And,
also have cobbler too.
That's correct. We have a peach cobbler and a blackberry cobbler.
Yum.
And,
Yum.
when those are fresh and hot out of the oven, and then we put a little Bluebell
Of course,
ice cream
Bluebell.
on top. What's peach cobbler without just a little bit
Yes.
of ice cream there?
With
to,
it melting over the hot cobbler.
Absolutely. And you can't beat it. And we have a new lemon meringue pie on the dessert. We have a cheesecake too for people like that. But it's,
like the
for me, it's
traditional
about
desserts.
the cobblers and the bread puddings, and
Yeah.
that's where it's really at. And we have and for the kids, of course, they're super popular with the brownie. We have a pecan fudge brownie that we also put the ice cream on top
No
of.
calories.
No calories at all. I think it has that extra fudgy center that we
Yes.
put in there, and it's absolutely delicious.
So what is your favorite item on the menu, or does it change depending on what you feel like?
It's always the passion is what is it? What's the newest item or what's this and that? But there's always the go-to items. For me, if I have to look, it's of course I like to say I'm 15 pounds into my 20-pound menu here, developing this menu. So I started focusing on fish lately, but the answer is, if I was going to go down there and order today, I'd probably be getting one of those Citizens Burgers just because they are so amazing and special.
Can you hold it with
spinach.
one hand, or do you need two?
I'm
Gotta cut
betting,
it in half?
If we cut it in half, you can do it in one hand. But it is a half-pound burger, and you do need to use both hands when you eat your burger. And it's got the right amount of drippy goodness. It's
Yum.
not, it's not one of
I'm
these
hungry.
dried, overcooked burgers that you get from a lot of the fast food places.
So let's talk about your new venture. What else do you have going on in the horizon?
Well, we are right next door to Citizens Grill, just starting construction on our basically a pizza, hot sandwich shop, Italian dishes, also with some patio space there, and a bar, sports bar area. That area's exploded with people that live there, a number of apartments, number of houses, and so here we wanted to offer a business where people could come in and get like a big slice of pizza or a hot sandwich, in a quick, casual environment, but yet can sit and watch some sports on TV, things like that.
Like the Astros that aren't on our TV right now, or the Texans, or anything.
Thank goodness the Astros won last night. I don't know if
Yes.
anybody stayed up late. It was a long game, but we did win
Pulled it
last
out.
night, and I'm looking forward to the game tomorrow at 3 o'clock.
And you have a TV outside where people can watch
We
it.
do have TV. At Citizens Grill, we have 2 TVs in the lounge, and we have 6 TVs out on the patio. So if you're able, if
And
you
it'll
come
be
in to
on.
dine with us, absolutely.
Even
you're
if
able to
Fox
keep an eye on
isn't
the
showing
game.
it, then
Yeah, Citizens Grill is not a sports bar by any stretch, and the next place we're building, the pizza place, will be more of that. But absolutely, we have a TV so you can keep an eye on what's going on.
Stay
And
up
of
with your
course, in the
favorite-
lounge area, we even put the sound on. It's a playoff game, and
Sure.
those that are.
It's
those that are
important.
in there. It's
We wanna
important.
stay focused
everybody
on it.
wants to. It's support the Houston Astros. Absolutely.
Support local. So this new venue, the pizza sandwich place, that's going to be open late too.
Yes, yeah. We hope to keep it open nightly all the way to 2 a.m. There's something about when you're out for a night and you decide you're hungry, instead of necessarily just going to Whataburger, you'll have another option to come in
Yeah.
and grab a big slice and kind of hang out before you end your evening. And so we hope to be open all the way to 2 a.m.
So when do you think that will be open?
I think it's looking like January, February.
That's pretty soon.
So it'll be here before you know it. And that sums up the whole FM 1488 corridor. You drive down it 1 month, and the next month you go, hey, there's 3 new things.
Yeah, I
coming
just
along.
saw that there was a new place open because I'm not far from there. So a lot going on. People can come by midday have some cobbler, or you can come by with your friends. I think it's a great place for some of these. It's the political season too. Just saying,
Yes.
It's a great area where you can close off and have your big event, but it's great for dining too with your family. The food is wonderful. I have had the chicken fried steak with the jalapeno cream gravy and the jalapeno macaroni and cheese with bacon in it, and I love that stuff. I like pasta. I can't wait to try everything on your menu, although it would be easier if I could start walking more so that I could
We'll get you in
reduce the
there, and
caloric
we'll make sure you
value.
keep working your way down the menu.
So, so if you want to find out what's on the menu, you could go to Facebook. It's listed on the Facebook page. You can go to Citizens Grill and see it there.
Facebook.com/Citizens Grill, just all
Mm-hmm.
together. And you can just Google Citizens Grill. We will
And find
pop
it
up
very
here in the
easily.
Conroe area.
Yes, and you can see
Absolutely.
these scrumptious pictures on the Facebook page, and you will
Correct.
want to go in there really fast and try it. I mean, it's right by the theater too, so you could make a night of it. You go eat your dinner, you go to the show afterwards, and it's right there on FM 1488, not far from 45.
Correct.
So, anything else you want to add, Jim?
That's it. I guess just go Astros.
Yeah,
And,
yes,
I'm
right.
looking forward to another World Series. And
Texans won too, right?
And the Texans won and are actually looking very good as well.
Yes, they are.
Yes, they are. So maybe this is the year, right, that we can get the Rockets
only
to come
hope.
along too.
We can only
and
hope.
we have the Rockets about to start with Westbrook. And I'm a little partial to sports with owning several sports bars as well. So, we definitely like it when our home teams are winning.
Yeah, puts a smile on everybody's face.
Absolutely.
Even the weather looks better then,
There
right?
you go. Absolutely.
Okay, well, we will take a short break, and we will be back with Pauline Veazey, the Executive Director at the Conroe Family YMCA. And we'll be right back.
Thank you, Margie.
Health Center Southeast Texas is a federally qualified health center. We accept Medicare, Medicaid, and most major private insurances. For our self-pay patients, we have a sliding scale discount program available. Our health centers have qualified providers and staff striving every day to provide the best quality of care to our patients. Services offered are family medicine, behavioral health services, telepsychiatry, and pediatrics. We have 4 area locations. Look up the Health Center Southeast Texas online at hcset.com.
Since 2004, Roger Stein Chiropractic has offered spine and joint manipulation services to residents of Montgomery County and surrounding areas. Conditions treated include lower back pain, migraines, headaches, whiplash, carpal tunnel, neck pain, sciatica, joint pain, sports injuries, herniated discs, and complications from pregnancy. Roger Stein Chiropractic, led by Dr. Stacy Rogers and Dr. Brian McGee, is an integrity-verified chiropractic clinic. Call 936-441-9990 for an appointment or visit rogerssteinchiropractic.com. That's RODGERSSTEIN chiropractic.com.
Don't forget to download the Lone Star Community Radio app for your Google Play or Apple Store. Bring Montgomery County's community radio with you anywhere with your smartphone or tablet. If you are in the Conroe area, tune in on FM. That is Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1.
The Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service has been dedicated to educating Texans for over a century. In 1915, the Extension Program was established under the federal Smith-Lever Act to deliver university knowledge and agricultural research findings directly to the people. Ever since, AgriLife Extension programs have addressed the emerging issues of the day, serving diverse populations across the state. Texans turn to Extension for solutions in horticulture, agriculture, 4-H and youth, and family and consumer sciences. Extension agents respond not only with answers, but also with resources and services that result in significant returns on investment to boost the economy. Join us Fridays at 1 o'clock for the AgriLife Extension Hour.
Hello, and we are back. I'm Margie Taylor, your host of Conroe Culture News, Lone Star Community Radio. So the third guest today is Pauline Veazey, and she's been on here many times before. She is the executive director of the Conroe Family YMCA, and she brought with her her healthy living director, Dominic Matthews. Did I say that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so he's going to tell us what exactly that is. So, Conroe Family YMCA, if you don't know, yes, we have a YMCA in Conroe, and it's been there a long time. And but we haven't heard lately of what's going on. It's right off of Loop 336, Owen Drive, which I don't know, what is that? North Loop 330, South Loop 3, South, North.
West. So if you know where Pie in the Sky and the hospital are, we're in between those two. So
Yes.
right on the loop. Yes.
And you've been executive director there for how long?
I just hit my year anniversary.
It's
so
only been a year?
It's only been a year.
It seems like it's been longer.
I know.
That's cool.
yeah,
But you've been there overall quite a period of time.
About 14 years. I've been
Yeah,
there
I
in
knew you've
one
been there a
form or
long time.
fashion, a very long time.
Yeah, so you've just kind of rose up through the ranks.
I did. I love that place. It's just like my home away from home.
And there's a lot of things that you have there, whether you're a kid, you're elderly, a family member. There's lots of opportunities.
There is.
to
Margie,
get
we like
involved.
to say cradle to the grave. We've got
Cradle
something
to the
for-
grave, okay.
Cradle to the grave. We got something for everybody. We do. We have a lot of programming for kids. That's what YMCA's are known for, is children programming. So sports and swimming and all those types of things. But we do provide activities for our active older adults. Sometimes when we get busy and then we don't have jobs anymore and we're trying to figure out life, we need a place to socialize and keep our bodies active. And that's what the Y is about. And so having a place for everybody.
So, Dominic, tell me what you do as a healthy living director.
Oversee anything in regards to healthy living, pretty much. That's your group exercise, fitness floor, water aerobics, personal training, OYST, which is our older youth strength training. That's where we'll introduce fitness to the younger generation, the kids, starting at age range 8 and work all the way up to 15. Then after that, they get their training wheels taken off and they're able to work out on the fitness floor on their own without parent supervision. And so I just kind of oversee and make sure everything's running smoothly, being able to answer any questions that any parents or any kids may have, pretty much anything and everything with health related.
So you do this with a staff of people that work with you. This isn't just you doing it all.
The group exercise instructors. Our fitness floor is staffed from the time we're open till the time we're closed.
It's amazing. And Dominic is new to Conroe. He came first part of March this year. So he's new to our Y and new to Conroe. So we're liking the fact that he's involved with all of our healthy living so that we can have a different spin and a different feel to it now.
Sure, everybody brings their own flavor
Oh,
things, just as you do when you're running and managing, even though you've had different parts and different responsibilities there at the YMCA. I haven't been there in a long time. I used to go there quite a bit and do things. But so what is it that's going on right now, Dominic?
Right now, starting today, we have our personal training promotion. It's from today until October 28th, where you have $30 off any 6 sessions and $60 off any 12 sessions. Those can be either 30 minutes or the hour-long sessions, depending on what's your preference or what you're available to do. Everything is tailored to that specific individual.
Tailored, I love that.
Yep. There's no cookie cutter plans, anything. So everybody that comes in and gets
Well, and that's what makes it personal,
training,
right?
Yes.
And those are done one-on-one,
Yep.
correct?
One-on-one. We also have buddy, which can be 2-on-1, where 2 individuals can train with one personal training.
Like a couple possibly or something like that?
A couple that usually spend most of their time together and they're not able to separate or do anything like that. We have it where they can work out together. It makes it a little bit more comfortable for some people if they have someone that they're familiar with. And so we have a lot of couples that come in. We have daughter and mother do it.
It's a nice idea. So do you go over dieting, how to eat right as part of it, or is it just about like strength training and that kind of thing when you do the personal training?
It's just what on the individual preference.
Whatever they want.
Yes. I know someone personally, it's not in their scope of practice as far as talking about nutritional, but they can give guidance. They're just not as going as far as writing nutritional plans and things like that.
Okay.
Everything else is tailored to that individual, whether they want more cardio, more strength training, or just being
Problem
able to
areas or anything
or
like
just
that
being able
specific.
to do everyday life things. So.
Well, and the great thing too, Margie, is if you don't even know what you need, that's a great thing. They can help you figure that out. So part of the questions that they ask in the beginning is, why are you here? Why is this something you think you need? And so they can tailor the exercise if you have a date you're working for, like I have a wedding in a year and I need to get ready for that, or I have a trip where I'm going to be walking a lot. They can help you figure out what you need to get there.
Okay, and then I'm sure you probably do some kind of testing also?
Yes, they do the pre-testing. That way they'll get all their blood pressure, stretching. If they want to do muscle endurance testing, they can do strength endurance testing.
So that way you can really focus
Yeah,
on
that way
it
you
in
have
a
a
healthy way,
gauging,
knowing what their
You'll
limits
get your
are.
beginning weight, beginning inches, things like
Okay.
that. So that way you can kind of know where you're going throughout the personal training process.
Okay, very good. So you have that going on. You also have adult volleyball coming up?
Yes, that starts tomorrow, and that is for adults 18 and up.
Is that co-ed?
Yep, it'll be co-ed teams, minimum of 6 players. It's going to be 4-on-4. And I think those are going to be on Tuesday nights beginning at 6 p.m. till 10 p.m. And so it's going to cost $150 per team. So that's just 6 individuals getting $150
So it's a little
together.
competition type
Yeah,
thing,
'cause
right?
As you get older, you still keep your competitive edge and want to compete and have some fun.
No.
So,
So you have a lot of people that sign up for volleyball?
yeah, surprisingly, there's a lot of people that come in that's something that they miss doing. I know myself, I used to playing volleyball a lot outside, sand volleyball.
Well, that's what I'm thinking is sand volleyball. I can't
this-
picture it as gym volleyball. So this is outdoor?
This will be inside. This is
Oh,
sports.
it's inside.
Yep.
Okay.
And so it is.
No sliding through the sand and all that.
Not unless you got knee pads on.
Okay, yeah, that would hurt.
But yes, this will be inside.
And this
Okay.
is the first time we've done this in a long time. We just listened to what our members were telling us that, man, I wish I had something to compete in. You always have all the great things for kids, and I never get to participate. And so we were, okay, let's see what happens. And we've had a very good response with this.
For volleyball? That's
Yeah.
good. Do you have other things that are co-ed for adults that they can compete in?
Seasonally, I know that we'll have basketball come around. Probably whenever this ends. I don't know if it'll be this year or early next year in spring, kind of when basketball season kind of gets really in the peak moment. But yeah, we're trying to get more adult activities for competition and co-ed for sports.
Seems like in college they would do intramurals and things like that.
That's kind of what it'll be.
It's the step after that that we're trying,
I mean, I know that like soccer was a big thing. I played soccer for a while. I know that scares me, but yeah.
and kickball, those
Kickball,
kinds
yes.
of things are
Dodgeball.
fun.
What about dodgeball? Do y'all do dodgeball?
We don't do dodgeball. We haven't done that yet, but that's an idea.
I'm trying to talk them into adult softball.
See,
So we
that-
can
Adult
get a
softball?
league.
Yes.
That'd be fun.
That is a big thing. But
Since we
usually
have
that's
fields
not
out there.
co-ed, is it? Isn't it like
Yeah,
girls
usually
team and
it's separate.
guys
Yeah,
separate?
And so
just
we gotta
because.
find a way to work out the kinks in that.
Just
and make
because.
It co-ed.
because, right?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so let's talk about volunteer. How can people get involved in volunteering? What do you need as far as
Oh
volunteering?
my goodness, Margie! If you can think of something, we probably need a volunteer for it. Coming up, we have a lot of opportunities at the Y. We have places for people to come in and read to children, especially if that's something you really
Oh, like the
to
after
do.
school program or
Like
what?
the after school program, but also in child watch. So during the morning time.
Oh,
So
okay, okay.
At our Y, there's a place for parents to have their children stay in a safe environment while they work out.
Mm-hmm.
So we've added a literacy part to that where people can come in, volunteer, just read a book, just one book. It's very easy, one or two. Share your
Do you have a
love of
need for
reading.
books?
We absolutely do.
Well, then you need to get with Rita Wills, Children's Books on Wheels.
Absolutely.
She
and
has
I've been
lots of
talking
books.
To her. Yeah,
okay,
she
good.
does. Yeah,
Good,
she's
good.
fabulous. So we're working with that. We're also working with AgriLife on having a Fred event. So that's Families Read Every Day.
Oh, that's good.
So we're going to be hosting that at the Y. So there's opportunities for that because we need readers for that as well. We always need sports coaches. We always need people to help with our active older adult events, setting up rooms, calling bingo, spending time with them.
And you're going to talk at the senior luncheon in November about all the activities and
Absolutely.
silver sneakers and bingo, and you need to bring this
All the
guy
fun
with
things.
you too.
I will.
I'll probably be there.
Okay,
we will.
good. So, what is adaptive programs? Tell me what that is.
So we have our equestrian center suffered some setbacks from Harvey, and we just opened back in April of this year. So we're excited to be back. But part of that writing program is we have adaptive writing for children and adults with special needs. So it's a great opportunity for them to be part of something that teaches them confidence and respect and responsibility and all those great things. So, but for every writer that we have, it can take up to 4 or 5 volunteers for a lesson. So that's another volunteer opportunity in our adaptive work.
I like it.
Especially if you
I
like,
like
to work
it.
with horses.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what else is going on? You have a fall festival coming forward.
Oh my gosh, Margie.
You have so much going on.
We do. Our fall festival is coming up on October 26th. This is Saturday before Halloween. This year we have over 67 vendors.
67 vendors?
67 vendors. So a lot
Wow.
of local folks, artisans, and just different people coming out. So with every vendor, you do candy. So it's a trunk or treat. So if you want to be a vendor or you want to just decorate your car for a trunk or treat, it's a great opportunity.
You still need vendors with that many?
We will take
You'll
as
take
many-
anybody.
We
You'll
have
just expand
100
the area.
That's right. We have 110
Okay.
acres. We just make it bigger.
You just figure it out.
We
So,
will.
is there a cost to be a vendor?
There is no cost to be a
Really?
vendor. It is just come out and be part of our community. It absolutely is.
Oh my goodness.
We had over 1,000 people visit last year, so we're anticipating more folks this year. So we're looking forward to
You
that.
do so many wonderful things at the Y. I grew up with the Y. You know, I grew up in Southern California, but we had Ys. We went to the Y. We went to the summer programs. We learned to swim at the Y. We did everything at the
Right.
Y. And it's only gotten bigger and better because you have so many other programs that you have. So let's talk about how people can find you, since I'm getting fingers at me to wrap it up here. So how can people find you, Pauline?
We're on the website, ymcahouston.org. We're on Loop 336. There's a blinking marquee. You can't miss it, right off Owen Drive. You can give us a call at 936-441-9622.
That's our
Facebook?
Facebook page.
You have a Facebook page.
Facebook.
And one more thing I wanted to add that I forgot to mention that you told me that you do is child abuse prevention.
Yes, so we're committing, we've always been committed to keeping kids safe, but our YMCA of Greater Houston is committed now to make child abuse prevention in the forefront of everything that we do. So we're a see, no, respond. So we're educating our volunteers. Every volunteer who comes out to the Y is educated on child abuse
to look
prevention.
for.
What to look for, how to help, and what to do if you see or a
How to
child
approach
tells.
a child, all of
Absolutely.
that. That's
Absolutely.
great. So, I mean, I just think y'all are the original place where
Right.
people would go for everything for their kids and their family. And it's great to see that you're still doing that and adding more programs. So go to the YMCAHouston.org and you will find Conroe Family YMCA. They're also on Facebook, Conroe Family YMCA. And get involved, volunteer, be part of the adult volleyball. And we look forward to having you again.
Awesome.
right,
Thanks,
thank
Margie.
you.
Okay, that's it for today. So hopefully you guys can watch this on YouTube. And until next week.